Hello and welcome to Sunrise Yoga. Either you're up bright and early like me, or you want to celebrate the sunrise that you missed this morning. Either way, come to the top of your mat, and from here lower down into tabletop position. Then sit back onto your heels and come into child's pose. You have the option of keeping your knees together or extending them out, and you have the option of extending your hands outward or bringing your palms by your side. Focus on your breath. On an inhale, open your eyes, rise up into cow position. Head's coming forward, belly's dropping. Exhale into cat pose. Then releasing back, child's pose. Inhale, rise up, belly drops, cow pose. Exhale, bring the tummy in, arch the back, then push back into child's pose. Inhale, press into all 10 fingers, rise up into cow pose. Extend that chest open and exhale, arch the back into cat pose, moving into child's. Inhale, moving forward into cow pose, gazing upward. Exhale, bringing those abdominals in, releasing back into child's. Go ahead and move with your breath here, inhaling into that cow pose, exhaling into cat. Feeling free to close your eyes, resting back into that child's pose. Connecting all three of these poses. Inhale, come up into cow pose. Gaze forward. Exhale, cat, and then child's. Inhale, come up into cow pose. Might be feeling a bit looser now. Exhale, arching that back and then pushing back into child's pose. Inhale, coming forward, cow pose. Exhale, arching that back, bringing in the abdominals, into cat pose, and then releasing into cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. See if you can deepen this, pressing in the tops of your feet and into all 10 fingers. Inhale into cow pose. Exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale, come into neutral tabletop, then rise up onto your knees. Fold your mat under your knees for extra padding. Release your fingers by your side. And start to do some shoulder whirls toward the back. Inhale, bringing them up towards your ears. Exhale, releasing your shoulders down your back. Inhale, up towards the ears, and exhale, releasing toward the back, noticing how your upper body is feeling. Inhaling up, really squeeze. Exhale, really release down the back. Make sure that your fingers are relaxed. Inhale up, squeeze towards your ears. Exhale, release shoulders down the back. Now let's reverse the circle. Making sure on your inhales, you're still bringing those shoulders up towards your ears, and on your exhales, you're bringing the shoulders forward, concaving your chest. Inhale, squeezing up. Exhale, releasing the shoulders forward. Noticing if this feels really different to you. Inhale, bringing up to the ears. Exhale, releasing down the front body. Inhale up, really squeeze. Exhale, really release down. Inhale, bring the palms up and overhead, then bring the palms back behind you. Put them together, opening the chest. Inhale, back up and overhead. Inhale, up and overhead, gaze toward the thumbs. Exhale, clasping hands behind. Inhale, bringing up. Go ahead and match your breath to this movement, making sure you're squeezing your shoulders in together and lengthening upward. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Exhale, extending arms back, pressing palms together. Interlace the fingers. Act like someone's pulling on your hands backwards. You're really extending your arms back away from your body. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Palms together, clasping, gaze forward, and up at the palms if that feels right. Exhale, bringing the hands back behind you, opening that chest. Inhale, clasping the fingers up and overhead, gazing upward if that's available to you. Exhale, bringing the hands by your side, hands clasped together, extend back, opening the chest. Inhale, hands come up and overhead. Clasp the hands here, and you're welcome to press your pointer fingers and thumbs together. Exhale, releasing down, bringing your hands back again. Inhale, hands up and overhead, taking that mudra. Exhale, Release back, clasp the hands. Inhale up. Lengthen upward. Exhale, bring the hands down to a T position. Keep your shoulders rolling away from your ears. And twist to the right, coming into a kneeling twisted T. Look over that right hand. Inhale, come back into neutral T. Exhale, come to the left, gazing over that left hand. Inhale, coming back to neutral T. Exhale, releasing the hands down, coming into tabletop position, and pushing back into our first downward facing dog. Feeling free to move the heels up and down, walking the dog, listening to what your body needs. Gazing back towards the kneecaps and the shins, then rise onto your tippy toes, release down. Rise onto those tippy toes, release down. Gaze forward and come into a plank position. Find a little movement here, make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists. You're pushing back through your heels, and then push back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and find movement here, lifting the heels one at a time. Come into plank position. Hold here, engage your abdominals. Keep your neck straight, gazes downward. Exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Again, find movement that feels good for you. Exhale, come back into that plank position. Keep it nice and strong. Elbows are coming in towards your ribs. Abdomen is engaged. Your feet are actively pressing against the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, finding movement that feels right for you. Pressing into all 10 fingers in your palm. Exhale, releasing into plank position. Inhale, come into downward facing dog. Exhale, plank position. Inhale, downward facing dog. Again, finding movement. Noticing if you're feeling warmer from this flow. Slowly begin to walk your feet up, one in front of the other, until you're in a standing forward bend. Your hands are reaching down towards your feet, or you can grab your opposite elbows and release the front body, allowing the neck and head to hang. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly, mindfully, using your fingertips, trace up the front of your body until you're in Tadasana. Bring your hands up and overhead, allow your fingertips to touch. Gaze upward at your hands. Exhale, release the hands down by your side. Inhale, hands up and overhead, allow fingertips to touch. Exhale, release the hands down by your side. Pressing into all four corners of the feet. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Exhale, twisted T. Right hand goes back, look over your right hand, left arm extends out. Try to keep your hips square. Inhale, back to neutral T. Exhale, over to the left. Your left arm comes back behind you, right arm extends forward. Inhale, back to neutral. Raise your hands up and overhead. Exhale, release the hands down by your side. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Gaze forward, press into your feet. Exhale, hinging at the hips, come into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze down. Bring your hands to the ground, step the right foot back, and come into a low lunge. Feel free to bring your right knee to the ground. Find a bit of movement back and forth, coming onto your toes of the right foot, and then releasing back. Opening your hips. And then finally bringing the right knee down. Inhale, hands up and overhead, gaze up towards your hands, slight back bend. You can press your palms together or keep them separate. Exhale, bring the palms framing that left foot down. Step the left foot back into a plank position. Find a bit of movement, bringing the knees up and down. Come into a neutral plank pose. Take a few breaths here, and on your next exhale, begin to lower down, elbows pressing into your rib cage all the way to the ground. Inhale, press your hands down, tops of the feet down into cobra, gaze upward, chest is open. Exhale, release down. Inhale, release the feet down, cobra. Exhale, bringing head down. Inhale, bringing the head up, pressing the shins, tops of the feet into the ground. Exhale, releasing completely down. Inhale, pushing up into that plank position. Exhale, releasing into downward dog. Walking the heels up as needed. Inhale and press the right leg back behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that right knee and bring it up towards your chest, bringing the foot in between your hands, releasing the left knee to the ground. Inhale, bring hands up and overhead, fingertips can touch or remain open. Gaze upward, lengthen upward, keep a 90-degree angle on that right knee. Sink a little bit lower into that right hip. Exhale, release your hands down, framing that right foot, lifting the left knee, pressing back into plank. Exhale, lowering, chaturanga, all the way down. Go ahead and bring your elbows just below your shoulders. Your arms are outstretched in front of you. Gaze upward, you're in Sphinx position. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise up into Sphinx. Exhale, bring the head down. Inhale, come back up, making sure you're not getting any pain in your lower back. Come into Sphinx pose. Exhale, releasing down. Bringing your hands back by your sides, pushing up into plank position. Lift that left leg up, pressing the foot back behind you. Then lift the right leg up, pressing the foot back behind you, releasing the right foot down, bringing that left foot up, pressing the heel back, staying engaged with the arms, abs, and legs. Releasing that left foot down, raising the right into the air, release it down, and then push back into downward facing dog. Focus on your breath, move as you need to, and then find some stillness in this pose, raising your hips up, pressing your feet into the ground, and pressing all 10 fingers. Walking one in front of the other until you come into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Placing the hands on the front of your body, slowly roll up, head rises last, and bringing your arms into a large circle, slight back bend, palms up and overhead. Exhale, release the hands down by the side. Inhale, huge arm circles, hands up and overhead. Exhale, twist to the right arm goes back, left extends forward, look over the right hand, hands up and overhead, and twist to the left. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, release the arms down to a T position, and slowly bringing your hands by your side. Step your right foot back, coming into a lunge position. Inhale, bring your hands up and overhead, extend the arms. The top half of your body will be extending and lengthening upward, the bottom half rooting into the ground. Press firmly into both feet. Focus on your breath. Continue to hold the pose, find a little movement, and begin to slowly straighten and bend the front knee. Giving this pose some movement. Find an even deeper pose for you. On an exhale, extend your left arm back, right arm forward, come into a twisted lunge. Extend the arms out, and find some movement in the arms, slowly bringing them down on the exhale, and on an inhale, letting them rise up, almost like you're blowing up a balloon. Notice how this slight movement improves your concentration. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Exhale, twisting, opening into warrior. Gaze over the left middle finger, making sure your heels are aligned or the back arch is aligned with the heel of the front foot. Exhale, reverse your warrior, bringing that right hand back to touch the back of the right thigh. Left hand extends up and over. Exhale, come into side angle pose. Bring that top arm into some large circles. Don't collapse totally into the bottom arm. Then go ahead and straighten the left leg. Bring the left arm down, right arm up. Gaze toward the right fingers. Exhale, release the hands down, framing the left foot. Coming into a low lunge. Then straightening that left foot, bringing the forehead as close to the shin or knee as possible. You don't have to reach all the way down here, just do what feels right for you. Lower the right knee, continue to stretch into that left leg, look forward, step back into low lunge, bring the foot back into plank, exhale, lower down, chaturanga, lift into upward facing dog, tops of the feet are pressing into the ground, exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the right foot back, bend the knee, bring it up in between your hands into that low lunge. Find your alignment. Inhale, bring your hands up and overhead, keeping that right knee bent. Find a bit of movement in the pose, straightening the right leg, then bending it, keeping your arms extended, using your breath to focus. Exhale, open up into Warrior Two. Right arm is forward, gaze over that right finger, check your alignment. The right heel should match up with the left arch, or the heels should be matching. Find your breath here. Roll shoulders away from ears. Engage the entire body. Exhale. Left hand comes back to the back of left thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. Great side stretch. Keep that right knee bent. Exhale. Come into side angle pose, bringing that right arm down to the top of the right thigh. Don't collapse into it. Circle that left hand up and over, extending out. And you're welcome to look up towards your armpit, towards the hand, down, or even forward. You're also welcome to bring your right hand down to the ground. Just don't collapse into it. Really engage your abdomen here and let it do the work for you. Extend left arm up, right arm down, shoulders away from ears. Find a comfortable position here. Use your breath to ease into the pose. And on an exhale, release the left hand down, framing the right foot, finding a bit of movement, straightening that right leg, and bending towards it. Left knee is bent. Just bend down as far as you can, trying to bring your forehead to your knee, keeping the leg as straight as you possibly can. Inhale, look forward. Step the right foot back to meet the left, come into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Add a little bit of movement if you need to settle in. Let your head hang. On an exhale, rise to your tippy toes and come down into tabletop position. Inhale, come into cow pose. Exhale, back into cat. Inhale, up into cow, chest is opening, belly dropping. Exhale, cat, arching that back, engaging those abdominals. Inhale, coming back into neutral tabletop. Rising onto your knees, feel free to fold your mat here if your knees need extra support. Bring your hands to your back, fingers facing down. Begin to press into your low back. We're moving towards camel pose, so you can either stay here if this feels good for you today, or you can begin to advance your camel. Bringing the right hand back to touch the right ankle, and then followed by the left, coming into our full camel, releasing the head and the neck down. Listen to your body here. If this doesn't feel good, come back up to the original position and hold there. Otherwise, allow your chest to open. Relax your buttocks and breathe. On an exhale, bring your hands back up to your lower back, press in, and slowly bring your head and neck up, stacking the shoulders over the hips, reaching your hands out into a T position. Exhale, extending right arm back, left arm forward, twisting to the right. Gaze over that right finger. This should feel different after doing camel pose. Back to neutral. Twist to the left. Left arm is back, right arm is forward. Back to T position, twisting again to the right. Coming back into T position and moving to the left. Make sure that you're extending your fingers out even. Return to neutral T, circle the arms down, come into tabletop, and then release back into child's pose. Keep your arms extended, or you're welcome to bring them back, palms facing up. Focus on your intention here, the one that you set at the beginning of this class. On an inhale, look up, rise into tabletop, walk the knees forward, sit back on your heels, and then come into a seated position, legs outstretched in front of you. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Exhale, twisting to the right, right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale up, exhale, releasing to the left. Inhale, bringing the hands up. Exhale, extending to the right. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Exhale, twisting to the left. Noting how different this twist feels at the end of class versus the beginning. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, start to slowly come down, hands down into a T position. Go ahead and bend your knees, give yourself a hug. Did an awesome job in practice today. Twist over to the left. Right arm extends out. Left hand can be on top of the right thigh if it deepens the twist for you. And breathe here. Exhale, bring the knees back up to the chest. We're going to twist to the right. Extend the arms out. Bring the knees over to the right, gazing out over the left hand, using that right hand to deepen the twist on the left. And just breathe here. Bring your knees up, give yourself a big hug. Any other final movements you need to do, maybe rocking back and forth, before releasing into final resting pose, Shavasana. Your arms are by your side, your feet are splayed outward, your face is relaxed. Stay in Shavasana as long as you would like. Please subscribe to the channel, check out more videos, and share with friends. Do something good today. Have a wonderful day. Thanks a lot. Namaste.